Hello and welcome to our review of Delta Airlines economy cabin. We freely admit that with the amount of air travel we do, we like our little luxuries and tend to fly now in either business or premium class. However, we have served our time in economy and are still happy to head to the back of the plane when we can't secure a cheap upgrade. And this was the case recently when we headed from LA to Maui and took the opportunity to take a look at Delta's new A321 Neo economy cabin and service. And overall, we were pleasantly surprised. We booked their standard economy class, which is called the main cabin, which gave us pre-booked seats and a few extra perks over basic, such as the ability to earn miles and the ability to change the flight if we needed, and was only a touch more expensive at $200 each, which is not a bad price for a summer flight out to Hawaii. We needed to pay for bags at the gate, which was a standard $30 per bag or $40 for each additional bag, but we had just one each, costing us $60 in total. The main cabin gets preferred boarding, but really there are very few people who fly in basic, and this means that most people board together, and we got a late boarding group, and this really messed things up for us. This meant we were required to check Kate's carry-on. This was really annoying, as we go with the attitude that we do not check anything that we can't bear to lose, meaning there is some pretty important stuff in Kate's bag, which we might add is well below the airline requirements, unlike many people's hulking great bags they were trying to use as carry-ons. Anyway, we unloaded the essentials into carrier bags and boarded, but it was a big red mark for Delta. We were just lucky they didn't ask to check my carry-on, as that had around 15k's worth of camera gear and tech in it, and that was not happening. Luckily, things got better when we were on the aircraft. As this is economy, we were not expecting too much, especially as this is a short-haul domestic flight, despite being a 2,500-mile 5-hour slog across the Pacific, but the new A321 Neo cabin was really nice. We had a good amount of legroom, with the seat being 18 inches wide and a 31-inch seat pitch, and the ergonomic seats were pretty comfy. These are all short-haul aircraft extended for longer range, but this is a perfectly acceptable space for a 5-hour flight. Yes, it's pretty basic, and we had the 3x3 layout, meaning we had a stranger seated next to us, but for the price we paid, we consider this to be a decent compromise to get us over into paradise. Things really looked up when we started to use the in-flight entertainment. The in-seat screen was a decent size, high-res, and really responsive. As these are newer planes, the screens really benefit from tech advancements of recent years. But the real hero here was Delta Studio. This had an amazing range of films, TV shows, and even live TV. We were really spoilt for choice, and it really showed how bad Virgin Atlantic's Vera lineup has become. Check out our review above. There were plenty of charge points, and we had no issue passing the time over the Pacific. This is considered a domestic flight, so the service is pretty basic, but by that we mean the actual offering. The cabin crew were fantastic as always and welcomed us aboard and looked after us the whole flight. It's just they are not really able to offer much in the way of actual stuff. As a domestic flight in economy, all we get are soft drinks and nibbles, no meal and no alcohol. If you are hungry, there is more substantial food items to purchase and there is a drinks menu for the booze, but this is pricey and we had to drive upon landing anyway, and it's easy enough to just eat in the airport first or grab takeout in the terminal and bring that aboard. The family next to us seemed to have brought enough for the whole plane, but they didn't share. We received 2 drink services throughout the flight, offering soft drinks and a small snack, and we also got a tea and coffee service. Overall, this is just a quick, if you can call 5 hours quick, hop over the Pacific, so we will be willing to hang on to the undercarriage if it got us to Hawaii, and we have flown some pretty basic and nasty services into Hawaii, but this was actually a really pleasant flight. Because of our Platinum Amex card, we got access to the Delta Lounge beforehand, and overall really enjoyed the whole Delta experience. The in-flight entertainment was exceptional, probably the best we've experienced on any airline, and while the food and drinks provided were basic, it just didn't really affect the whole experience, as we had filled up in the lounge beforehand. All this put together means we are very likely to look towards Delta for our next trip to Hawaii, or any short-haul domestic flight in the US, where Delta offers a competitive price. We would even be willing to pay a little more for Delta, assuming the airport we are flying from offers a Sky Club we can use, although this was the cheapest option for the dates we wanted. In recent years we have flown a lot of domestic US airlines, and this flight ranks probably as one of the best overall. Even Hawaiian, who do offer free food on their flights, does not manage to offer a better overall experience than Delta, our new go-to for Hawaiian travel, although Hawaiian will still get our inter-island business, and we have a review of both their inter-island and mainline service coming up. It was not down to Delta, but the actual flight into Maui was utterly stunning, with the Haleakala volcano glowing a stunning red as the sun set on our arrival into Maui. We have a huge amount of Hawaii content coming up in our brand new What We Did in Hawaii series, so please like and subscribe to the channel to follow along with that. Thanks for watching.